Hey, it's To The Point with Mike, Leo, and Vince.
Yeah, right. I know. What's happening?
I don't know how you guys doing.
Vince.
You alright, Leo?
I'm good, man. I'm having a great night, man. You know,
You've been fired up today. It's August 1st.
it is August
Right,
1st.
it's August
man.
1st.
It's August 1st. What?
2023.
4 more months and the year's over, right?
There's already Christmas and Halloween stuff out in the
Wow.
stores.
Yeah.
Trying to make life, you know, like,
Maybe not Christmas stuff, but you know,
No, I
like you
started
can tell
seeing-
they're
yeah.
gearing up for.
oh yeah, absolutely. But you
Gifts.
know, they're trying to make you live your life faster, quicker, every day. You know, we could put a stop to that, but stop buying this shit quicker than they need it. You know, because they see that we buy it quick off the shelves, and the quicker we buy it, hey, the quicker they can move shit, put new stuff out there for us. That's how they keep stuff rolling and making your life, you know, go by quicker. Sooner or later. I mean, and not sooner or later, but you can get Christmas stuff any time year round nowadays. Before you couldn't do that, Vince. Think about it.
Yeah.
Before Amazon, before all that stuff, you couldn't have Christmas stuff.
You can get it anytime you want now.
Now you can get it anytime you want. It doesn't have to be on a holiday.
Might not be in stores, but like you said, you go
Yeah.
on Amazon, you
Right.
want it.
Boom, there it is. You know, back then, what? Just a couple years. I'm not even gonna say back then. This is just a couple years now. You know, how long has Amazon been around?
They've been around a minute now,
Let
but
me see.
they haven't been around terribly long. What, early 2000s was probably when
Yeah,
they really got
somewhere.
popular.
Who's that?
Amazon.
Amazon.
Oh, I don't know. I think they were
There might
whatever. I don't know. They
Oh
were
shit! Look, it
oh,
says Amazon is
05.
29 years. July 5th, 1994. Amazon was
94.
founded by Jeff Bezos
But I don't-
from his garage.
I don't think they got
Hey, guess
big.
where we're at?
Yeah, in our
In the
garage.
exactly.
I don't think they got
Yeah.
big until early 2000s.
July 20th.
I could be wrong.
Online marketing for books. It was an online marketplace for books.
Right.
It has expanded into a multi-million products categories, and you know. So yeah, so I guess it kind of, you know, it started, you know, like in the official date, you know, like 1994. But when it like officially, like, let me see, when did Amazon actually get popular? It was, yeah, probably see.
1994 for books.
This is when
In
they
fact,
first started.
yeah. In fact, Amazon.com did grow fast, reaching 180,000 customers accounts by December 1996. After its first full year in operation, and less than a year later, in October 1997, it had 100,000 customers accounts, and it revealed jumps from 15.7 million in 1996 to 148 million in 1997, followed by 110 million. in
Amazon from
1998.
going from books to everything under the sun.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, but still, you know, like you
And
can buy stuff year
he's
round.
literally shooting rockets into the people into somewhat not really outer space, but
No,
just
just
shooting
a-
people
just a
way the
little
hell
bit,
up there so they
just
feel
a little
like
bit,
they're
yeah, just a little bit outside of, you know, I guess the
Just outside of the orbit, I guess. The ozone
atmosphere, or whatever it's
I
called.
guess.
I don't know what it's called. You know, y'all could correct me. You know.
But I guess you get to actually feel zero gravity for a little while.
Could you imagine that though?
That would be pretty sweet.
Nah.
I
wait
don't
for
want to
you,
go on.
Vince.
I don't want to go on
Since
something.
I wait for you, man. Bring
I
me a
don't want
rock.
to get shot
bring me
up on a
something.
rocket or anything, but it
You
would
can
be
take my
nice.
cell phone and take a selfie.
You can
up
go
there, man. I don't
experience
care.
zero gravity at the Space Center. I don't know if they let people do it, but like if I was
You
gonna do
think
it,
so?
that's
You
how.
know, as a kid, man, I've always wanted to. I've never been to Space Kennedy Center. You know, I never had the opportunity to go in, but whenever I get it, I'm gonna go, and I want to go.
Yeah.
the Space Center.
Yeah, the Kennedy Space Center.
Yeah.
But I want to go. Like, I want to take my kids, right? I want to take my kids, but then I want to go by myself. You know, to like actually like, because I
So
like to
you-
read and like see and look.
It's hard to do that
Yeah.
when you got the kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still want to take the kids.
Yeah.
you
Right,
know?
right.
But then I still want to go back.
You want to be able to
again
take your time.
and take my time, right, and be able to see stuff and like look at stuff and
Right.
stuff like that, you know. So yeah, you know, it's I like to do stuff like that, you know. I like to like read up on stuff and just see what's going on. Like the other day, I was telling Mike, actually, one of my bearded villain brothers, Phil, he sent me this reel about people going to Thailand, females going to Thailand,
Oh yeah,
and getting like implants and getting like, you know,
plastic surgery.
plastic surgery and stuff like that. You know, stuff that they get down in Miami or wherever they go, Mexico. You can get it done wherever, not just Miami or wherever, Thailand. But I guess the people in Thailand, right? You know, the females go down there, get their boobs done, and they tell them, you know, the doctors tell them, hey, don't take your wraps out until 2 weeks, you know? You got to stay, you know, all strapped up and wrapped up
Yeah,
and stuff
wait
like
till
that.
you're back home. And
Right, wait until you're back
comfortable.
home and stuff like that, you know?
Let it heal.
Right, until you're healed. And then after the 2 weeks, they take it off and they find out that they have no nipples. That
Could
their
you-
nipples have been ripped out from them. and they're
Stolen.
Stolen, yeah, pretty much stolen. They stolen their nipples.
So that they
And they're
can,
nippleless.
so they can sell it to trans that
Yes.
want female nipples.
To sell it to trans that want female nipples.
Could you imagine?
I can't imagine that.
I mean, we were talking about it like
Yeah, we were talking about this off the podcast, and you know,
It's like-
Phil asked me. He's like, "Oh," I was like, "Man, what if I like?" Or I told him, I was like, "Man, what if I like went somewhere to get like bigger balls, you know, or a bigger,
right,
you know?"
and you go
And
home.
you came home
And
like
I
tell you to
came
keep the
home-
pet-
Yeah.
don't take it off.
Yeah,
for
don't
2
take
weeks,
it off
Leo.
for 2 weeks, and I come home and I'm baldness. Oh man, could you imagine that?
Don't you think you would fly over there and do something about it?
I wouldn't have the balls to do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. Like, it just, how could people do that though? But see, that's what you get too, though. Like, you go to all these other places, you know, thinking you're gonna get what you're gonna get because it's cheap.
Right.
Oh, because I'm gonna save myself $100. I'm gonna save myself a couple $1,000 if I go somewhere to do it. You know. Why just not stay here and get it done right? You know, do your research. There again, do your research. You know, look it up. Don't just go somewhere because someone told you, hey, go here. You know, they do a good job for very cheap.
I still couldn't
Well, you can't
imagine
do
how
that.
how a woman would feel about that. Like,
Yeah, I
oh
know.
my! I
man.
mean, that's like ridiculous.
But then you have to give it to a trans because he wants to have female nipples. Come on, man. Really? But I mean, hey, if it's in the market, man,
well,
I
that's
don't
something
mind.
strange.
what do you think they go
because,
for? What do you think
I
a
mean,
nipple goes for, Leo?
No,
It's
you
not
think
like
with a
they
nipple or
did-
2 nipples? I mean, it's probably they go for big money, man.
I'm sure.
They have to go for big money because people are going to come back
What happened
and
to
try to
theirs
fight for
though?
this stuff. Huh?
What happened to their nipples?
Who?
What's the matter?
No, I don't know.
You talking about what they do?
What
with,
do they
with-
need the
with
nipples
the guys'
for?
nipples after they get the female
What do
nipples?
they need the nipples for?
Because they want
Oh,
to
I
feel
don't-
like they have female nipples.
Yeah. I guess they, so they
what like?
look more like a
Who?
female.
The trans.
Oh, so they're getting the female nipples,
Yes, the
Yeah.
trans are getting the female nipples.
but they
The
already
fema-
got the implants.
No,
they just
but-
don't have the right nipples.
Right.
Right.
So,
They just want
so
different.
females are
They're
going down there to
upgraded.
get either implants, get bigger boobs, implants, and stuff like that. So while they're under, anesthesia or whatever, they cut their nipples. I was reading about it, man. They cut their nipples, and they rip them out and they just sew them back. Just sew it back
What
again.
was
They're
this,
nippleless. And they tell the
you-
females, don't take the wrap off until 2 weeks until it heals.
You would think
And
that
then once they take it off.
you would think with technology
They're
today they
nippleless,
could
man.
just make a nipple. I mean, they can just grow a steak out of nothing, like
Yeah, you can, Vince, but these people are sick in the head, Vince, that they want
the actual one.
want
Yeah.
to know and know in their brain that it is a female's nipple.
So I don't know what to search for without getting in trouble.
I wouldn't search for that.
Oh,
Mike.
no, yeah.
it's
Oh,
too
no,
late
but
now.
tell them about the other one that you were telling
now.
Yeah, no, tell them about the other one that you were telling me about.
No,
Search
it's-
about, Mike.
Oh
the
yeah, somebody
chicken noodle
posted
soup?
something about
Chicken
like
noodle soup.
yeah, like you can't
like,
even
what?
search for chicken soup recipes without it having another meaning to a demonic group of people, And God, don't. I mean, I felt
Don't click
I
on the
felt
wrong link.
horrible, right? Because it takes you to a notice right away, and it's like
Yeah.
this is a term used for bad, I don't want to get into it because I don't want. I was like, oh crap, you know.
I know.
But I just went there because I saw the post on Facebook, and I was like, well, now I gotta go look.
Right,
you
that's
know?
how I feel. So later
So
I'm gonna have to.
I had to look up a chicken noodle soup recipe and go make chicken noodle soup. It's like man.
Could you imagine your
Yeah, it's
could you
horrible,
imagine your
though.
grandmother going and looking up for a chicken noodle soup recipe and
Unfit, yeah, because that's what it was. It was a Facebook thing, and it's horrible that to think there's an alternative reality, like the Pizzagate thing. The supposedly,
What is it?
I think Pizzagate was some type of. Well, the conspiracy was it was code for like a pedophilia ring or adrenochrome.
Right.
Let me see. Let's ask.
What was it? What is it called? Pizzagate?
Yeah.
Haven't heard of it.
Let's see here. Time Magazine. What to know about Pizzagate, the fake news story with real consequences. This is Time Magazine. Back in 2016. 28-year-old man was arrested on Sunday for allegedly walking into a Washington, D.C. pizza joint with an assault rifle, saying he wanted to investigate claims that the restaurant was running a pedophile ring from its basement with the help of Bill and Hillary Clinton. Here's everything to know about Pizzagate, the fake news story that has spun out of control, leading to trolling, protests, and now arrest. They've got some video stuff, but the allegation, which is false, is that Hillary and Bill Clinton used the Comet Ping Pong Pizza restaurant in Washington, D.C., and as a front
Ping
for
pong.
pedophile sex ring.
Right.
The back room was supposedly used for kidnapping and trafficking children.
Really?
Yeah. Well, that part I don't doubt. But
Right.
Pizzagate began after James Alefantis, the owner of Comet Ping Pong and notable Democrat donor, was mentioned in Clinton campaign chairman John Podesta's emails released by WikiLeaks earlier this year. This is going back to 2016. Alefantis, who had previously been in a relationship with David Brock, a Clinton ally, was potentially going to organize a fundraiser for Clinton's campaign. Members of the anonymous message board 4chan, an internet message board known as gathering place for those with extreme beliefs in the place the conspiracy theory took hold, began a trawl Alefantis' social media accounts, citing photos of children, basement construction, and letters from Clinton as evidence of purported wrongdoing. Users claim some words in Alefantis' emails, for example, pizza and cheese, were code words for criminal activity. And it goes into how it was spread, and it literally tells you the whole conspiracy, and it tells you it's not true.
Right.
But, you know...
But nothing
how
surprises me
can
when you're
you-
talking about
right.
the Clintons.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, and then, I mean, I'm sick of talking about it already, and we're not even there yet. So Trump indicted today. 4 charges, I believe, from
Yeah, what's up
January
with that?
6th.
Tell me that. Explain to me.
Well, I don't know.
It's to do with they're indicting him. They're accusing him of. It's for trying to overturn the election.
Right.
And then also, they're saying him trying to overturn the election is what caused. I always forget the name of that day when everybody.
I don't know, but I got
stormed-
it up right here. So
When everybody stormed
this
the
is
Capitol.
the second. What does it say? It's the second federal indictment from Special Counsel Jack Smith's investigation. On Fox News, former President Trump was indicted Tuesday on charges stemming from Special Counsel Jack Smith's investigation into the Capitol riot on January 6th. Trump was indicted on 4 federal charges out of the probe, including conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, obstruction of an attempt to obstruct an official proceeding, and conspiracy against rights. Like, never heard of these things before. Trump has been ordered to appear in federal court in Washington, D.C. for his arraignment on Thursday, August 3rd at 4 p.m. This is the second federal indictment the former president faces out of Smith's investigation. Trump, who leads the 2024 GOP presidential primary field, has already pled not guilty to 37 counts related to his alleged improper retention of classified records from his presidency. Those charges include willful retention of national defense information, conspiracy to obstruct justice, and false statements. Trump was charged with an additional 3 counts as part of a superseding indictment out of that probe last week. So they're throwing everything at him. It's got pictures of the whole indictment, and it goes on.
So one of the things I read too is like they're saying, you know, most likely none of this stuff is ever going to. We're not going to get results before the election. But what this does is, so he's going to be trying to balance traveling and promoting himself and running for this election. At the same time, he's going to be balancing all these different court dates and, you know, all this extra BS that he's going to have to go through. You know, it's like they're doing whatever they can to stress him out as much as they can to make him, you know, just tire him out. I mean,
my thing is,
he's got so much shit going on.
My thing is, what's the hate all about? What are you scared of? You know, I saw something the other day where I was.
They're worried about their pockets.
Where I was listening to a podcast, or I can't remember where I heard it at, but they said that when somebody shoots at somebody to kill a murder, it's because you're scared of that person.
Most cases, yeah.
Right? Because you're scared. You're fear for your life. Why are these people fearing for this man's life? Why are they trying to? Because they're shooting at him. They're shooting at him.
So
that's pretty much what they're doing.
I'll tell you what,
they're shooting at him because they're fearing of something. What do they fear?
The big picture is
what's the fucking fear? What are you hiding?
What is something we all agreed on when Trump was in office? We all had more money in our pockets, right?
We all had more money in our pockets.
If we have more money in our pockets, all these dirty politicians have less money in their pockets.
So is that what they fear? Why don't they just come out and say, "Hey, this is what we fear. This is what we're scared of."
It's all about money.
You know? But no, now let's just ruin those other people's and say lies too, because they're both lying. You know, either or, it doesn't matter. Like, it is what it is. Like, somebody's lying. At the end of the day, somebody's lying.
Well, Trump has vowed to continue running for president, and he can.
I would too,
even if he's in prison.
I would too.
And what would that look like with Secret Service? Because you can't take a Secret Service away.
One thing I'll say about Trump, he ain't a quitter. He ain't gonna quit.
He's got his own security detail anyways, but still, I mean, even if he had to go to prison.
So he has security?
He can still win.
So listen. So
he can still win and be president and then immediately be released.
So listen. So this is how badass this motherfucker is. He has security of his own on top of the Secret Service?
Oh, yes. Yes.
That's some badass fucking shit.
Well, right now, honestly,
if you look at all the old footage, but if you look at all the old footage, he wasn't stupid. Especially once he got there, he knows what JFK Jr. probably already knows, or what they already told us. They just told us months ago about the CIA files about JFK
right.
being but it was like a distraction from a submarine or some shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, but so he knew he had his own. He's always had his own detail and Secret Service, both handpicked. But he always had his own detail. And if you can look at all the old footage and you can pinpoint his guys, because they were wise guys. You know, they were like the New York for his detail, like handpicked
shit. I would do the
security
same
detail.
fucking
Yeah,
thing too.
you can
what?
pinpoint them. You're like, yeah, they're not really Secret Service. They're they can they might have the tools,
Motherfuckers
but
gonna
they might be walking with the Secret Service,
right.
but they don't.
They're probably
answer to their
Secret
boss.
Service is probably even scared of them.
Yeah, I mean, he ain't going to be able to bring them to prison with him, probably, but
No,
but
then
Secret Service, he's got a Secret Service detail for life.
Damn.
once
So
you're
say
president.
if he goes to prison,
Yeah.
Secret Service would have to come with him.
Yes,
So then those Secret Service people would be in prison as well. Fuck that.
I don't know.
I mean, we're
that.
we're probably talking about a pretty fucking nice prison, I would imagine. You would
It could be like a. Who knows? Man? It could be like a
Could you imagine that?
all-inclusive,
Come on, people.
like,
let's be real, man.
office kind of
Let's
setting.
be
like-
real, man.
It is. It's fucked up.
It's
Well,
fucked
that's what it is. What have we come to
he ain't
now?
going to jail.
Look what we've come to now, where we have a sitting president actively seeking to lock up the top contender for the presidency the next election, the top contender on the opposing party.
So now it's not.
Look at where we've come. We are a
it's-
third
it's-
world country politics right now. Never has this happened.
Smear campaigns. I cannot stand them, but that's all politics is in America now, is smear campaigns. And then now it's gone so far where it's not enough just to smear your opponent and talk down about them the entire campaign. You're gonna try to get him arrested, indicted, convicted, so that he can't run against you. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
So he had called out. He already had idea. Like they gave them the heads up. Hey, you're probably getting
It's coming, yeah.
down the pipeline. So he had Trump. I guess a couple days ago. I'm on Truth trying to find it, but I don't really come on here that much. But he already announced that he knew an indictment was coming down.
Right.
And sure enough, today we see that indictment. But look what kind of country we're in, where we have sitting political opponents locking each other up. Well, I mean, not to say that none of them don't deserve it, but
Right.
I mean, come on, man. This is Biden and the crime syndicate. I'm sorry, that's what it is, and they want to hide it. They want to hide it with aliens. They had this guy when we were doing our last week's podcast. That day, I didn't really know much about it. I didn't see much about it, but this Mr. Grosh or something like that was testifying in front of Congress about aliens.
Right.
We have off-Earth technology and biologicals were recovered from flying saucers, but nothing was first-hand account.
I was just gonna say
he brought no
He didn't
receipts.
see any of it.
Nothing. He everything is
It
like
was all
from
hearsay.
what I was told or
Right.
from people who know told me, and it's like it's all third-hand knowledge to him, and it's all bullshit. At the same time, the plea deal for Hunter Biden fell through. The judge caught them red-handed doing some malicious. The attorneys doing some malicious activities, and it was a no deal for a federal judge. I
So
guess.
the gist of it, from what I understand of it, they were trying to get him to plead guilty on these two lesser accounts. One was a handgun charge, and I can't even remember what the other one was. Something stupid too.
But there was a clause that they couldn't go after him for anything
Right.
that's been discussed in the last 10 years, and that clever.
Well, what it
and
did
was
is if he pled guilty, he would get a slap on the wrist for these two minor charges, but any charge
immunity.
moving forward, he was immune from.
yeah.
So that means that any of these other major charges come through, because he pled guilty and did an anklet
Yeah.
for 2 months.
Nice
he's good.
try. Thank God the judge. Now, the different people said the judge was protecting him, and I don't see how that was protecting Hunter Biden.
No, I don't.
But from
see
what I
that.
understand, she got pretty vocal during the court session and was like, "I can't do
This
this.
is ridiculous.
I can't do this."
It's out of
Yeah,
line.
it
That-
wasn't even within her authority. She's like, "I can't do that."
Yeah, she's like, this
grant
is
you immunity.
so out of line.
Yeah.
It's like absurd that I can't believe it.
And Devin Archer, I think is the guy's name, was on Capitol Hill today or yesterday testifying about Joe Biden being the big guy and being on the phone multiple times with Hunter during business deals, multiple times with him doing business deals.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it goes to show that Biden was lying. But was he? He was caught bragging about getting the special case about having the prosecutor in Ukraine fired. There was a prosecutor investigating Burisma. Here's where I think it gets a little shady. We already know, right? Hunter Biden was on the board of directors of this company, Burisma.
Right.
Not even sure what they do. I think it was oil or something like that, or some type of energy company. And there was a prosecutor over there investigating the company for some shady, corrupt practices. Ironically, Biden bragged about getting the assignment and going over there, and he had like $1 billion. They were supposed to get $1 billion, and he told them, "We get on a plane in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired by the time we get on the plane, you don't get the money." And they're like, "Oh, you can't do that." And he's like, "Watch." They're like, "Oh, you're just the vice president. You're not the president." He's like, "Pick up the phone." He's like, "Watch." And he threatened them with $1 billion worth of aid for their war or whatever. I don't know what it was actually for, but so he was like, "Son," and he even said this. It's out there. I could find it later and post it, but he was like, "Son of a bitch, they fired the prosecutor." So right there, he was guilty of doing as a vice president what they accused Trump doing as a president, our chief negotiator.
Right.
They accused him. They impeached him for doing that same thing. But he was president. I could be wrong on some
Right.
details, but that's pretty much what they were accusing him of doing the same thing. As far as one of the prior impeachments, but and it's come to that war goes back to the last president before Zelensky wasn't pro-American, wasn't pro-Russian. He was on the fence, and his own people didn't like that, and the radicals ran him out. That's how they ended up with Zelensky. And Zelensky knew how to play the West for more money. And that's what he's doing. And we're heading straight forward into World War III. I don't know how I understand. We're just sitting back like there's nothing we can do. There's really nothing we can do.
Yeah.
I'm glad my kids aren't old enough to get in the military, and I hope
Yeah.
I hope if it comes down to that, it's over before they can.
Speaking of war,
And hopefully it doesn't come here because it's going to be scary.
I read something today on the news that Ukraine has had more amputees now in the war against Russia than there was in all of World War One.
Right.
Somewhere like they're saying between 400 and 500,000 people have lost at least one limb in Ukraine.
Well, it's funny because you don't get real news about what's going on over
Right.
here. So earlier today, or could have been yesterday, there was a drone attack in Moscow.
Yeah, I
And
heard about
that's
that.
what they say. They say it was a drone attack, a Ukrainian drone attack on a skyscraper in Moscow, and it was like precision, but only one floor was kind of like
Like they were targeting.
just a corner of a building. One floor was like blown out. Unless it was like precision drone, none of the windows on the floor above or below were shattered out. No fire, nothing. It was just
Like they were
that
targeting
area.
a certain person or something.
Probably, I think it could have been an explosion inside. I don't know. There was video on Twitter, but
I didn't know.
here it is, right here.
I didn't know about it.
Hold on, let me switch it over. And then I'll play it again for us. Here we go. So, here we go, Leo. This is in Moscow, and you can see. Hopefully, I got the camera angle right for people
Yeah.
at home, but
I seen that video, that bit there.
I don't know if this one actually shows
That one
the next day. I don't think so because it's almost at the end of the video.
yeah, I mean that one you couldn't really. I don't know.
That's
you couldn't
kind
tell
of.
what
I
happened.
can't. Yeah, but I don't see any drone.
No, I
Here's
mean,
another video.
it was
I
a
think.
drone?
Here's another video.
They're saying a drone like took out a certain area of
Oh.
a building.
What am I looking at?
I don't know.
You see anything?
No, they just got a view out of it, though.
Oh.
Stupid.
Yeah, so there's a lot of information going on in Ukraine we
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know about, but it's really look. Here's. I guess that's one skyscraper, Moscow drone attack. You can't trust anything coming out of Moscow either, though. It doesn't show, I guess, but
Huh. It's
this
crazy.
is Twitter, so it's not suitable for women and children. You never know what's going to
So
come
what happened
across
with
your screen in Twitter.
Twitter isn't Twitter anymore
Oh,
on
that's
my
right.
iPad.
It's X.
I,
It's X.
I actually looked at my iPad today and I'm like, what the heck is that icon? And my Twitter icon
Where
was
you going?
replaced with a X icon.
Oh,
An
it had
X
an X on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering when that was going to happen. Elon Musk finally transitioned over to X. And when you post, I think right now it's still, he wants it to be called Xing.
Xing instead of
Xing.
tweeting.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Why? He wants an all-in-one app.
He's
And
gonna
it's just part
make
of his
Twitter
plan.
bigger than it is.
This was his plan from the get-go. It wasn't because the Babylon Bee or Donald Trump got banned from Twitter.
So
It was
is
because
he going to bring Donald
he
Trump
needed
back
this
into Trump?
platform. They already unbanned him, but he hasn't chosen to go back because he's got truth. But
So he doesn't want to go back.
he's got
yet.
truth, and I don't think he can. I think it's in part of the contract because it's not. He's not the only owner in it anymore.
Trump.
Yeah, that he's
Oh,
got
Trump
to
was that?
only.
And
He's got to
truth.
be.
Yeah.
Truth, yes.
Trump had some money into it.
Yeah.
Into Twitter.
He kicked it off. Yep.
Really?
And, but where was I going at it? Trump, Twitter Xing. He wants an all-in-one app to where you payments, receive payments, you whatever, you order food, everything like the China has a one app. You know, all your money's right there on your, you know, everything you can do through X. And this has been part of his plan. And I mean,
I don't trust it.
he got
Right.
investors to buy Twitter, right? You think about it. He didn't go tell them, hey, give me your money. We're going to lose half of it for nothing. You know? No, it was his plan all along. We said it. I mean, I've said it on here before. This is his app into all, and it's going to be powered by AI. We might have even talked about it. Didn't we talk about this last week?
A little bit.
He got in a little bit of trouble because all of a sudden in the middle of the night, there's like this giant strobe light X on the building in San Francisco. And they were concerned it wasn't safe. He didn't pull permits or nothing like that. But he don't care.
Whatever.
He's not going to move. He's not going to move the headquarters out of San Francisco.
Crazy, man.
So, at some point you said China in there, and it made me think of something else that we had talked about.
What is that?
What was the story, Mike, about,
I don't know.
you got it? The China, oh man, the guy that, tweeted or something that he, the ticket for jaywalking thing?
Oh, they had that. Yeah, that's part of it. Didn't we want? Where did we see that?
You're the one
It
that
was
saw
a
it.
short or
You told
something.
us
Oh,
about
Leo. It was public shaming in China. And if you get caught jaywalking at the, you know how you have the things that count down
Freaking crazy.
at the corners? It's all digital and it's got cameras on it. You
See?
get caught jaywalking, you're on that camera and it flashes. And guess what?
What was it,
Almost
like-
instantly,
10 seconds later, he got
a
ticket.
fine for jaywalking through his
10
one
seconds
app
later,
or whatever
like-
it's called. Yeah. There was a British guy or Australians that were like literally. The guy's like, was it instant? He's like, no, it was like 30 seconds. It's like he got
Still
his
instant.
fine for jaywalking.
So they knew they tracked him.
It's
and,
face-
and
it's
your
got-
face is flashing up on this little screen.
Facial recognition.
Also, your face flashes on the screen, letting you know, hey, you just got busted for jaywalking.
Yeah.
But
Think
how does it
about
know
how
though?
bad it got.
Okay,
together.
okay. So you're in an intersection, right?
AI.
So hold on. So let me
I ain't
just
never fucking
explain this to
going
me.
there,
Watch, right?
Oh, I
Explain
don't wanna go there.
this to me. Watch, right? So you're walking, right? So then instead of going in the middle, because I'm gonna be that asshole. I'm gonna go around and, you know.
Oh no, you can't jaywalk. Even here, it's illegal to jaywalk.
Well,
but
I know,
imagine
I
that.
know, but still, like if I see, you know, because some people are just slow, so I'm just gonna go around them.
So you're saying because
Yeah.
you leave that crosswalk,
Yeah.
technically you're jaywalking.
Yeah.
Well, you think about how bad the problem had to get for that to happen, to go that far. I mean, I know it's a total control state, anyways, but you remember seeing old videos of China and like
Oh yeah.
the cars and the people, and it's like herds of sheep, kind of between
Right. The car's going
sheep
through.
and dogs, and it's
The
like
car's going through, and there's like a foot around the car,
the
and
car
it's just
can't
a sea of
get
people.
right, and that's kind of how that third world shit was. But China, I guess, there's billions of them, right? There's a billion of them.
Yeah.
Isn't a
something
billion
like
of
that.
it?
Yeah.
I don't know, but man,
It's
that's a
over.
whole
It's over a
ton of 'em.
billion.
Yeah, it's crazy, and they're in cities, like major cities. It's not just like, you know, it's crazy. I don't know. I don't think I'd ever want to go there. What would you do if you woke up and you were in China?
Oh, I'm starting
Yeah,
to starting to
no.
get there, Mike.
No phone.
Give it another 10 years, we
No,
might be
right.
waking up in China.
Yeah.
Fuck the way we're going.
Right.
But you got no phone or anything like that. Like, oh, I don't know what I would do. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean,
I've got a friend.
I'm probably
I'll
already.
I'll give him
I'm
a shout
probably
out.
already in China. The way
Well, pretty
they
much.
track our
Ah,
stuff and everything.
I
you
don't know. I bet my friend Nate would beg to differ. I don't want to throw all his business out there, but he's saved a little girl from China, and what he describes is just horrible how they treat humans over there. And it sounds like they were lucky to be successful in saving her, which was a good thing. So
Yeah.
over there. They're not very kind to
From what I understand,
orphans or
a couple
like that.
a couple can't have more than one girl.
I think
in
they
China.
increased that.
Did they?
I think they just recently increased that because statistics show they'll die out. They'll die, and I saw someone on the Joe Rogan show talking about that, about the Chinese. They're not reproducing fast enough that this whole generation will die out. But it's crazy
I
to
agree
think.
with that.
I don't know when that
I
will
100%
happen.
agree
Right.
with that.
But population increase has been on the decline, I think, from what they were saying. I mean, it's always on the increase, but not the increase
That would
to
be.
plan, I guess. I don't know. And then they got people all pro genocide or pro, what is it called? Eugenics. You know, I don't want to say. But, you know, they want to population control us, or maybe. Who knows? I don't know.
More reason they want our land.
I don't know. I just, what do you believe out there, though?
I don't know. I don't. Listen, man. I always thought there was aliens out there. No, I always said there was aliens, and now look.
Now they ruined it. Now you can't believe them because they told you they're there.
Now look.
Don't believe them.
Don't believe what they tell you, Leo. The government.
I don't
But
believe.
they've been, have you guys ever watched that movie Independence Day?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Believe what you want to believe. Don't ever listen to the government.
Boom. There you go. They were telling us back then that there was fucking aliens, man, with that movie.
That was a pretty good movie.
It was a good movie with Will Smith.
Mm.
It was a badass movie, man. I'd watch it again.
What do you think it's like?
What?
What do you think they're like? Do you think there's aliens?
Man, because think about it. They describe
gotta be
every
something.
they describe every alien the same way. How do they know?
As far as we know, space goes on for eternity. I mean, like, we can't even reach don't even have any clue if it ever even ends. I can't believe that there
Vince,
isn't anything
everything
else out there.
comes to an end.
Somewhere out there's probably a planet similar to ours. We just can't reach it.
Well, I feel like it's hard not to believe that. But if you're of faith, we're it, you know.
Right.
But then again, who am I to question what's outside what my faith is anyway? I mean, that sounds stupid, I guess. But you know, I'm not a churchgoer or nothing like that. But I believe what I believe.
Yeah,
I
I
do
agree. I
know
believe
people
what I
are
believe
twisted
as well.
out there, though. When we've seen things like The Sound of Freedom, that I think just hit $150 million in theaters, and that's kind of crazy. People were paying it forward also. There's like a pay it forward program where you can pay for somebody else's ticket
Right.
into this fund, and it'll help somebody else see the movie that otherwise couldn't afford it, you know.
You know, a lot
or
of
wouldn't go see it otherwise.
a lot of news channels right now are reporting that the #1 movie is the
Barbie?
Mermaid or Barbie. Yeah.
Barbie, and then Oppenheimer.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not even talking about what really is the #1 movie because they're trying not to promote it.
Right.
Because they don't want people to see that open their eyes.
Right.
Never get people to realize what really was going on.
You know, there's certain news channels where you'll hear about it, like Newsmax, but a lot of the major networks they won't even acknowledge that movie.
Yeah, they won't.
Yeah, it's
Sad.
crazy to think though. Like I follow a couple of these guys on YouTube, Richie and Chris, Richie the Barber or something like that.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
He's all tatted up.
Oh yeah, I've heard of him.
He's a clown.
The clown.
And but he's like he's turned around, you know, like, and he exposes the Hollywood elites being Satanists, and he's been at these parties where they were, you know, blood, you know, they drank blood and shit like that, and it's crazy. Richie,
I remember
Richie
that.
the Barber.
Richie, did they drink your blood?
No
Richie?
way, Richie.
Yeah.
Yes,
Richie, tell us.
And that's kind of how I felt when you were first telling me about the nipple story. I was like, no way. It's like,
Well, it's like they were like, Richie, did they drink your blood, Richie? And he's like, well, you
Yeah.
know, I mean, blood was dripping. I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
yeah, that's what.
You know,
He's
like,
like,
what
come
the
on,
fuck?
Richie.
Come on.
Who was
Richie.
there? No, there was somebody there that.
He's like, so they were asking him. So they're like, so you're those persons that get the piercings and they're like hang from the chains and stuff like that. He's like, yeah. He was all like, yeah, man, yeah. And they're like, Richie, tell us, did they drink your blood, Richie? And he's like, well, you know, my blood was dripping. Yeah, they drank my blood.
Yeah, it was like some rock star. or
Yeah, I was
some
like, what the fuck, man? So they would drink other people's blood.
It's somewhere here, man. I missed it. I
Yeah,
don't
like
know.
they would
I'm
drink
way
other
back on
people's blood to get, I guess, the
the
adrenaline. or something.
adrenochrome or something
No.
like that.
I don't know.
Sick.
Man.
Well, they were. He exposes like a lot of them are Satanists. He's like, even
Right.
Kanye admitted to sacrificing his mother.
I believe that.
I actually watched a video not that long ago, a couple days ago, about Mark Wahlberg has been out in the and talked about the pedophile stuff that's going on in Hollywood too. About they got a serious problem with all that with a lot of the big celebrities. Mark Wahlberg, you know, he did some interview. I can't remember who it was, but he's getting a lot of shit for coming out and talking about it.
Right.
It's crazy some of the shit that goes on, and
Well, they get
Amongst
shunned,
the
like
rich.
Mark Wahlberg or Ice T or Ice Cube.
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube doing that, riding around with Tucker Carlson,
Yeah.
and you know, is talking about losing out on that $9 million because he wouldn't jump on board with any experiments, and you know, and just when they speak out, they get shunned.
Right.
Now half them guys they can afford that. You know, I mean, if
Yeah.
you,
Well,
you
yeah.
ain't, what are you gonna walk away from $9 million, Vince?
No,
No.
not right
If
now.
I had $9 million in
but
the
if I
bank,
already had $100 million in the bank,
even if he had $9 million in the bank,
Right.
if you wanted to get 9 more,
Would you walk away?
I'll be
You
all
would
right.
have 100
I'll
you
find a
have
way to
18.
still make money.
You
I
have
don't know. I
18.
don't have to sell out at that point.
I don't think so either.
At that point, I don't have to sell out. I got $9 million. I can keep making money using
No
that $9 million.
offense, no offense to all the people who sold out for $300 already. You know, you might be regretting it. No judgment. You know, always seek advice from your doctor. Though we're not doctors, so you do what you got to do.
Right.
Okay. Always
Yes, we're not. We're not even.
got ripped
I mean,
off.
yeah, vaccines are good.
Sure.
What were we talking about?
Get ripped
So
off.
glad I didn't
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
that everything trending is about Trump's indictments and Trump indictment. Randy Orton, I don't know. That's thing with Trump. Anyways, you guys got anything? What do we got? We've been streaming for 47 minutes. We can go now, or we can.
Anything else you guys want to
I
talk
think
about?
I'm pretty good.
I think we touched
Yeah.
everything that
Yeah.
It's August 1st,
was on my mind. As
2023.
soon as we sign off, I'll think
Yeah,
of
it
something
is.
else.
Yeah. Well,
Whatever. Save
I
it.
know, right?
what do you got, Leo?
I ain't got nothing.
All right, so be on the lookout for World War III right now. Before they even get their foot in the door, the GOP are raising alarms about the Islamic State's influence in American religious institutions. So already there's warmongers in Congress that are already pushing for heightened tensions with Iran, not Islam, Iran.
Right.
Iran's influence in American religious, meeting the mosques and stuff like
what
that.
did you do?
They could be breeding radicals here at home.
Oh, you
They're
ran-
raising concern, and what they're doing, and what that'll do is make more Americans feel okay about giving up more rights.
Right.
You know, I wonder what else is coming. You know, if you're scared about who's running the mosque down the road, or the synagogue, or the compound, whatever they're called, make you scared of who's in your neighborhood. It drives to more division.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So they're not only pro war in Ukraine on both sides of the aisle. We got to watch out for domestic also.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's all I got, and that was on here. I forgot about it.
Well, Vince, you got anything else you want to tell them? Let them know.
No, I don't think so.
No, you good? All right, we'll
think
catch y'all
so.
next week.
Yeah, we'll chat you guys next week.
I could do it, Joe Madden.
He just got.